Hmm. Hi, everyone. This is Serena, and I was thinking about saying good evening. That's because this one has that old know-how from years ago when the doctor would come in and say, "Well, good evening, everyone." And that is very strong in this channel's mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual energy system because she had been involved in that so very long. But this is your dear Serena. Such a pleasure and an honor to be here with you this evening. We have some special guests lined up, as some of you already know, and that Miss Moore there, she is very good at what she does. So don't let her pull the wool over your eyes. All right, Serena is going to step aside here and we're going to move forward and allow the next guest to come right on in. Well, this is Sister Clara Rose. I wanted to be the first one to come in, of course, besides Serena this evening, because this is the beautiful time of the opportunity of the possibilities with the rising of the feminine, which we've been focusing on more and more recently as it becomes more and more, and we'll say necessary. And of course, we work with healing through this channel, and each of you are healers in your own right and in your own way of doing things. And we're grateful to hear that our dear Cecilia had a really good time at the retreat. And we want you to know, dear Cecilia, that some of those things that have been bothering you in the physical are on their way out. Just wanted to give you a little heads up there. They're on their way out. So don't be surprised because you're a natural healer too. And that's true of all of you, all of humanity. You are natural healers. You heal in your own special way. And this channel that I work through um, is a healer in so many different ways. Like I said, in with her teaching, with her coaching or counseling, with her everyday living by just the energy that comes with her. Plus, of course, she works with healing through mediumship, as does Reverend Carolyn has always done that. And there may be some other things with both of them, but that has been and continues to be a focal point. We want to share some things now about new beginnings and hope and the rising of the feminine and the blending of the colors of love and moving together in that male female energy in a balanced way. And about the beauty of the opportunities, and we've been talking about, at least through this channel and in different places, about the opportunity now that we have in this physical world. We have all of the wars and the threats and the angry language and the, uh, well, what is it that animals do when they strut their stuff and they try to show how strong and powerful they are? And at the other end of that, we have, or you have, humans going farther than they've ever gone before in space, being farther away from their home world in the way of their physical being than any human has ever been before. So we'd like to share with you that wonderful space in between, that place of possibility. So much room to bring in and to balance the oppositions. And it's not by chance at this time in your world, because the conditions have been set up for it. And like we have just mentioned, that this one has deeply ingrained in her, Dr. Bartlett, when he would always say, "Good evening, friends," in his lovely voice. And so it's easy for her or for us to move back into those places where she has had so much experience in using these things in the physical world, the neural pathways, etc. And what a blessing it is, too, that this channel and each of you are willing to move forward and willing to learn. And we've been so grateful to watch you as you have learned and have been following. Many of you have been following the spacewalk or the space flight, and listen to the kindness from Canada, from the United States. You have a Black person, you have a female, you have males. You have that diversity, that inclusion intentionally, and they pull together and work as a team. And of course, is we might want to put our dear Cecilia up there because, well, the lady up there, I think Christina, whatever her name is, sleeps upside down. So maybe Cecilia might want to try sleeping upside down, or maybe not. It's so interesting when we watch the reactions of you, my children, as you are so involved in on both sides or both ends of the spectrum, shall we say, the anger, the hate, the greed, the power, the wars, the destruction at one end of the totem pole, and at the other end, that gentleness, that softness, that care for each other. And even we heard one of the astronauts talking about how special it is to bring together their expertise, their gifts and talents as that one team. And of course, we are not going to neglect all of those who are working below in mission control. And we've heard them working in mission control. And there are science teams, and there are different teams who have their specialties. And they have planned. And we also have been aware as how they're moving through this and they're collecting data, but they're also making plans and making necessary adjustments for the future. And they have Artemis 3 and 4 or whatever, and eventually going to Mars or going wherever they choose to go. We want to help you as we're moving forward this evening in the idea of pulling together all that is right and good and true and working together as a team. As you know, you're only one energy at source. So we have been working with this one who we ask this channel, and we have invited this Ellen Whitaker to come close. You have heard some of her stories through our channel's perspective. And she has been willing because she is a brilliant woman, an avid learner. And we will let her tell you her story. Well, as you know, this is my dear friend Violet, and we made that special connection right away. It was my honor and privilege to work with her. And we did share some other things as well. And Tommy, my cat, who someone has taken care of quite nicely. I did hate to leave him. But anyway, yes, as this channel has been able to share with you, and this is very new for me, and of course, I've only been here what I hear being said a few days. Anyway, I'm growing rapidly, and I'm learning more and more, and I just wanted you to be aware that I taught my students, which I had such a passion for teaching my lovely, lovely students. And I have read in my own obituary that I taught some classes, some students up until 2.5 weeks before I came here. And before that, I was in hospice and was in such pain as with such medication. And at the time when I hear you call her Reverend Violet, and I believe she had shared that with me. When I was with her and was in a lot of pain, it helped me to keep my focus on what my passion was. It helped me to keep my act together. And yes, my physical body, in some ways you might say, tormented me. But it was such an honor and a privilege for me to be able to care for and to love those students and to watch them grow. And I know this one thought she wasn't growing very much, but she was growing in many ways. And we were growing together, and it was an honor and a privilege to walk with her. And I gave her a whole section of music therapy if she wanted to do it on her own later, and also a number of my pride and joys, the music that I had written or shared with her. I know she has talked about what an honor it was to be with me, but it was an honor to be with her as well. And I was sad. I know we were both sad when she decided she needed to move on a few months before my passing. Another part of me was that I enjoyed working with justice. It was a joy of my life to be in a group who are working to keep dogs from being chained up outside. It broke my heart to see a dog being chained up outside. And so I worked in that direction as well. I was also involved in taking care of the planet, the beautiful place that was calling home, to take care of the planet. And yes, my home was an older home. And if you want to listen to the YouTube, I'm sure this one can help you find it. I had to have my house painted in a paint so that I could not feel that energy that was so hurtful to me from the devices that are everywhere. And yet my life was a joy. And I treated myself and I treated others with respect. And when the time was coming closer, and this one was still in the classroom with me. I got out some of my books and I shared them. And I began giving away some of my special things. And in the brief time I've been here, I've been readjusting, and I know this one was so surprised that I would want to talk so soon. But that's my nature, that's our nature of just keeping moving forward and loving care and being of service to others. I lived in an older home. My piano was old. I even had something happen to my physical body that I had been using my hand so much that I had a disease that I had to learn to play my instruments with my left hand because my right hand wouldn't do it anymore, and it had to do with my brain and overdoing things in some ways. But I do not regret anything. Of course, I had a lot of physical pain, a lot of challenges, but it was the challenges that made me strong. And it made me caring and kind and compassionate. I enjoyed hearing my own heart song as I shared with my students and with all, including those little doggies who were chained up, or someone mistreating the planet in any way. Well, now you're right. I have a breath of fresh air and can look at life from another perspective, but I just want you to know I had many challenges, many, many challenges in the physical world, and I still felt joy. I still felt joy, and I loved my life, and I loved myself, and I loved the people, the animals, the plants all around me. It got so I wasn't even able to go out on my front porch, or when I went to town, I had to prepare myself and get myself wrapped in things so that I could go to get groceries quickly. Anyway, this is not a sad story. It's a happy story. It's filled with joy because I loved my life. And I chose to come into the world at the time I did. And I am so blessed by it and grateful for it. And now that I am on the spiritual side of life, I am grateful for this part of my journey as well. I feel really good because there are many here who have worked with me and are holding my light strong since I'm brand new here and I'm a new spirit. And that's the point too. Each of you, each and every day, are growing into being new spirits. The new spirit that sings that lifelong song of filling your hearts with joy. And you send that peace and the joy and the harmony. Like I used to play with my guitar and my ukulele and my voice. I would sing. Wasn't the best singing voice, but I loved my life. And I know and I can see that you do too. So once again, that song has come again. Do not be dismayed, whate'er betide. Your heart song leads you forward, dear friends. I'm so pleased to be able to do this so quickly because, as you know, Spirit is efficient. And it's my joy, my honor, and my privilege to share my heart in this way. Because I know now for sure that my life touched so many people and my students were so kind and loving and sharing. And they were many. I had many students. I loved them so, and they loved me too. I can look back at my life now and see and appreciate it even in a deeper, more meaningful way. And each of you have that opportunity right now as you are turning within and strengthening, shall I say, your own immunity. You're being immune from being swept over and run over and intimidated by those oppositional uh, energies that are running rampant and confusing the world. Anyway, this is Ellen, and I have a feeling I may be invited to speak again. And I will tell you about my growth and my journey and what I experience now from this perspective. And once again, I am newly graduated into this spiritual realm. And I say, thank you. And I love each of you. And I gratefully accept the love that comes back to me. And this is Serena. She is a delight that was never gone unnoticed in the world, in the physical world. And even though she was very plain and simple and down to earth, she did live in a mansion. Her home within herself and outside was the mansion. You know, there are many mansions in this world, or that song about the many mansions. Our dear friend Ellen was much, much richer than those that you are so aware of, who are moving forward in the way of anger and hate and despair and pushing forward with authority. That was not Ellen's way, and it isn't your way. And Zarina knows this is the way of the future. This is the new dawn. And by the way, all right, I want to tell him this is Bubbles. My mama, you know, that person hit her head on, and the insurance and everything came right away. And in 2 days, she had her new car. And it is, well, it's called Silver Space Metallic Paint. And my mama has decided, she thought she would name it New Dawn, but she decided Dawn was just right for her new car. Because it is a new dawn for her as she once again has had the universe, has spirit prove to her that she's on the right track. And I will tell you, my mama's life has changed. It has become more meaningful, more purposeful. She is more engaged and she is happier than ever before to move forward, to do that which she has intended. And of course, Bubbles knows she's even added some things to that she did not actually plan for. And so many of you have planned to stay longer. As we have invited you to stay longer because it is now, with all of your experience, with your know-how, that we can use you, and you can use all of you yourself and be fully present in the loving living now. Well, Bubbles had to get her 2 cents in. So glad to see you. I am a happy camper. And that's what I got to say right now. And thank you. And this is Serena again. And once again, we have prophesied and predicted and talked about the new dawn. And you are the new dawn. engaging in your lives actively, proactively, or whatever. Some of you have worked with geometry, sacred geometry, and a number of different directions, and with your chakras. So many blessings, so much opportunity. As you're moving from the fourth dimension and through that open door into your own health and wholeness, into that unlimited potential. Unlimited potential. There are so many choices. Well, once again, there's somebody who's ready to speak again. Well, I am a sloth, and I know that this one, and yes, some other people are guiding me and helping me to do this. I love new experiences too, and I'm Freddie the sloth. And you know, the one that is moving her energy through me. This, I guess you call channel. I'm being guided and helped by someone here, several someones, that to go slow and steady. And they want me to share with you a funny little thing and I'm hearing these things and they're helping me through Facebook. And you know, I move so slow and intentionally, and I like to hang around in trees and eat leaves, and I just go really slow. But the pictures I'm being shown are of a sloth like me on a freeway, and I'm running fast as I can be. I'm going lickety-split down that highway, and I'm ahead of all the cars. And pretty soon, guess what happened? A policeman caught up with me and he arrested me. He arrested me for speeding because, you know, I'm a sloth and I go slow and steady. Well, I guess they are telling me that I should share what the point is. When you have a lot of information and a lot of downloads and things are going so quickly, when you're a sloth, you still stay slow and steady and keeping on turning within, and you rely on that inner sanctuary, that core strength within you. Because I was out of character and I got arrested. Well, that's my story. And now I step aside and I am happy. And once again, this is Serena. There's someone else who would like to speak with you right now. Well, I have spoken before, and this is Jack and the Beanstalk. And you know my story. I planted the seed, and my golly, that thing went so fast. I guess that may have been my character. I don't know. But I know what we're working with is to be involved with the things that's right or right for you. But remember to take the time to just be yourself. And I was being myself by being Jack and the Beanstalk and growing quickly. And growing quickly. And that's what it's all about, is just being yourselves and taking time in your own living room, in the physical world, in that living room, in your consciousness. The vibrational part of you, leave room for yourself. And by that we mean just keep on giving yourself kindness and loving care. Never any need to pick yourself apart. But just relax and know that you are loved and cared for and appreciated no matter what. Well, Jack just wanted to put his 2 cents in. Thank you. And this is Clarabelle, and Serena has given us permission just to move forward. I have spoken to you before. I am that good orderly direction, that glory on display. I help with organization in the way of loving and caring and providing the new dawn for this world that you're moving into. And many of you, like those here, are intentionally moving into the new dawn, that wonderful, blessed new dawn. And as you look around, you see it and you feel it and you are it. That blessing of the new dawn. And I am Clarabelle, and you can call on me, but there are also guides and teachers within your own group, your own team of spirit teachers who guide you, and you can learn, and they will help you to know which one to call on and when, and to call on the whole soup bowl. And that soup bowl of universal consciousness where there's unlimited possibility. And then there is that part of making the choices that are right for you as an individual. And so each of you have that Clarabelle energy within you that you can call on and you can use to guide you. So that even though there are, unlimited possibilities, and that includes, are you going to have a steak? Are you going to have a waffle? Are you going to have a hamburger or whatever? Including your food choices, because that brings vibration and energy as well. It matters not. When you turn to that sanctuary within, in that sloth kindness to yourself, in that slow, steady way, and if, my goodness, you beat up on yourself, just relax and say, that's okay, kid. I love that part of you too. And know that you are not alone. You never walk alone. Clarabelle is here. And there are many of you. Each of you have that inner sanctuary, that place where you can move within and there is kindness and love and loving care and joy. Well, Belle just wanted to set a little tone here for what is right for right now. So I step aside. And this is Serena again. We have another couple who would like to speak a few minutes. And then we want to share some meditation time with you because that is very necessary these days as well. In that way of getting to know yourself, meeting yourself, and stretching your consciousness as well, and being okay with it and being comfortable with it. Well, this is Aunt Margaret and Uncle Ralph. And this is our niece, Violet. We used to invite her and she would come and spend a week on our farm. And we enjoyed each other's company. And of course, we always had change in our pockets. And her sister Darlene also there. They would take turns coming. And then one week they would come together. We did work in the milk house, was we milked our cows. And I know we've shared some of that story before. How this one, my niece, got kicked by a cow when she was trying to feed the cow like I did. And Uncle Ralph and we were very successful farmers, and we were good at what we did, and we watched nature and we watched the conditions and we planted the seeds. And I'm speaking right now because I was the spokesperson in our family. Uncle Ralph was the stability, but I was the spokesperson. Anyway, we had so much fun together. And anyway, the idea is just pay attention to your own new dawn, your own dream for your own life. Because you are the one that plants the seeds and you're the one that nurtures them and helps to tenderize them and to give them nourishment to grow and to relax and know that energy is right for you within you. As you turn within to that sacred place, deep within the center of self. And yes, Grandma Sarah is here and her teacup that feels so comfortable and pleasant and joyful. Well, Uncle Ralph is here, but I'm the spokeswoman for it. So thank you for listening. And now I step aside. And this is Serena. And as intended, this is a time when we settle in some more. And once again, we have the joy guides, we have the alchemists, we have the doctors of philosophy, we have the angels, the archangels, we have the many, the families, mothers and fathers, all are joining as we move right into the new dawn, and each of you are rising right along with the new dawn. We want to think a little bit about the star field and the bright, shiny. Earth shining is a term that is being used now as you look from the vantage point of the moon and look back at Earth shine. What a blessing to see Earth shine and to be able to look up at the star field. Whether you're on the moon or on Earth. There is Earth shine in looking from the moon back to the Earth. And then there is also the Earth shining brightly through each of you. And Sister Clara Rose walks with you right now. There are many others who are healing sisters and those who work with healing. The male and the female balancing in that wonderful healing way. We want you to see yourself on the space Artemis 2 spacecraft, and we see as we look through the window and we look back at Mother Earth, and yes, the indigenous people are here. Red Eagle, Red Moon, so many. And we look back at Mother Earth and we see Earth shine. Earth shining brightly in her own right, but Earth shine as each of you and as the children of Earth that you really truly are right now, are allowing your lights to shine so brightly And that is the integration, the assimilation of light from the inside out. And as the astronauts saw Earth shine when they looked back from the moon, and of course, they were much aware, and we are much aware now as we do that too. The light from the children of Earth shining brightly and lighting up planet Earth from the inside and on out. That light vibration that carries the information of the new dawn, of coming together on common ground, working as teams, working as collectives, and working together, coming from within. Each individually moving into your own inner sanctuary in the quiet and in the stillness, lighting up the darkness of the night. And we relax and know, yes, Kuan Yin is here. So many changing woman is here. Of course, Master Emmanuel. So many. And we relax into the quiet. And you may be aware also that you are in the star field. You are in the star field. You can feel that kind, gentle stars lighting up the darkness of the night in the quiet, in the stillness within. Hearts are softening. Consciousness is expanding in every direction. Be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. Sisters of the rose you are. The living rose of life. Be of good cheer. And now, begin to feel yourself come back into the Zoom room as you're aware of your feet. And you see that your little joy guides have been holding your feet down. And you begin to be aware of your physical body as you're coming back into this physical world, carrying with you all of the information necessary for you as an individual in the collectiveness of all, so that you can move through in your own life with clarity, listening to your own heart call with the love for one and all. And namaste.